Hey, welcome back. My name is James Johnson. My expertise lies in retirement and estate planning. And what I want to talk to you about today is how to win the retirement game. And yes, you are playing a game. And see, here's the thing. When it comes to retirement, you're going to need a paycheck. The only way you're retiring is without a paycheck. And so you're going to have some known streams of income. Down here, Social Security, pension if you're not lucky enough to have one, and then you're going to have a need up here, which is going to be made up by all the money you accumulated. So the first part of the game that you're playing is the accumulation game. And you're trying to accumulate enough money so that you can live the lifestyle you become accustomed to, adjusted for taxes and inflation, out beyond yours and your spouse's life expectancy, and then pass your money on in the most tax-favored way possible. And you see in the accumulation game, it's pretty funny because everybody's pretty much playing it the same way, and they're playing the market. And the market's going up and down and up and down. And it's really no big deal because when the market goes down, you just wait, it comes back. But when you step in to the second half of the game, which is distribution and preservation, this becomes very, very important. Because you see, let's pretend that you have your known incomes down here, a Social Security and a pension, and then you have your need, and your gap between the two is $60,000. And you've got $1 million. That's all you've got accumulated in your IRAs, 401ks, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and you need this money to last you for the rest of your life. Well, if you need $60,000 and you make 6%, life is good. 6%, life is good. But 1 year, just one, the market loses 20%. You're at $800,000. No, you're not. You're at $740,000 because you still have to take that $60,000. And now you're on a downhill slide and you're never going to recover from that. So once we move out of this game and we move over into retirement, into this distribution, there's some very important things you're going to need to know. So the first thing you need to know is, what does retirement really mean to you? Are you going to quit working, never go back to work again, sit on the couch, eat bonbons, go play golf every day? What is it you're going to do in retirement? Are you going to consult? Are you going to still have a business? We have some rental incomes. When do you plan on retiring? How long will your retirement last? And the most important question that you're going to need to know is you're going to need to know where you are. Because if you didn't hear me before, I'm going to tell you right now that your goal for retirement is you want to live the lifestyle you become accustomed to, adjusted for taxes and inflation, out beyond yours and your spouse's life expectancy, and then pass your money on in the most tax-favored way possible. Now see, you're going to have those known incomes. And for most of you, some of you will be fortunate enough you'll have a pension. But most of you, you'll have Social Security, and then you're going to have to make up with the other assets. The important thing to understand about Social Security is you have what's called FRA, your full retirement age. Your full retirement age is the most important number on your Social Security statement. It creates what's called the PIA, your primary insurance amount. And everything is calculated off of that. Now, for most people, you're not going to take your Social Security before full retirement age. Some you may, but most not. And many of you are going to want to wait out to age 70 because Social Security has one feature that nothing else has, and that's the ability to grow by 8% every year you wait. Now, whether you understand Social Security or not, you're definitely not going to understand it from that little bit I just taught you there. So if you want to know more about Social Security, go watch one of our Social Security videos here on our YouTube page, and then set up a no-cost, no-obligation appointment with your Social Security statements, and I'll run you a Social Security report showing you exactly when you and your spouse should take your Social Security, and then we'll work that around all of your other planning to see when it really makes sense. The other great thing about Social Security, it does have some inflation protection. Not much, but it does have some inflation protection. it's important to understand that Social Security will only be about 40% of whatever income the average earner needs. It was never intended to be a sole source for retirement. Now, what if everything you thought to be true turned out to not be true? Because, see, I hear the craziest things all the time. People are always telling me they heard this, they heard that, and so said this, and so-and-so said that. So hopefully you came here to learn today. And if you came here to learn today, remember, what if everything you thought to be true turned out to not be true? So I'm going to teach you about why most people should be using an annuity as some form of their income in retirement, regardless of your net worth. Whether you have millions or you have little to no money, you probably should be using an annuity. But let's get clear on what it really is. So when I'm asking this question, I always start by asking, what is a CD? And people always say, well, CD is a certificate of deposit with a banking institution for a set rate of time for a set amount of money. And if I take it out early, there's a penalty. Well, I can't even call it a certificate of deposit. I call it a certificate of disappointment. But it is what it is. It's a deposit or a savings account with a banking institution. Well, if that's true, then what in fact is an annuity? And I teach seminars all the time, and when I teach those seminars, I go around the room from person to person to person, and I ask this question: what is an annuity? And the answer I get is the same stuff I hear all the time advertised on the radio, etc., that an annuity is a terrible investment. I would never put my money in annuities, no matter what. Why would you do such a crazy thing? And especially putting qualified money there. That's crazy. You're giving up your money to an insurance company. You're never going to see it again. It's terrible rates of return, etc. Well, you know what? There is some truth to some of what they're saying, but most of it just isn't anywhere close to true. Because what an annuity is it's actually a savings account with an insurance company. And what an annuity can do that nothing else can do, other than Social Security, is annuity can also have guaranteed increases every year in the income or the withdrawal rate, where nothing else will do that. Annuity can also provide an income stream that is guaranteed to never run out, no matter how long you live. And if you buy the right annuity, and keep in mind what I said, if you buy the right annuity, it can also have inflation protection on it. I would caution you, before you buy any annuity and before you go shopping for annuities, let's sit down and do a plan. And be very careful not to look at bright, shiny objects. What they will frequently do is they'll tell you, well, this has got this bonus and it's got this and it's got that. Look, if they're giving you something somewhere, they're taking it from you somewhere else. But it's important to understand that just because you heard it on the news or read it on the internet does not make it true. People say, oh, annuities are terrible, they have high fees and this, that, and other thing. But what they fail to tell you is the good stuff. Principal protection, guaranteed income for life, opportunities for increase, getting some of the gains of the market, never participating in losses, not giving up all your money, and should you die prematurely, passing it on to your heirs. Now, this is all very important because we're living longer. As a matter of fact, the 65-year-old male born today, or not born today, but a 65-year-old today, has a life expectancy of about 20 to 25 years inside of retirement. A 65-year-old female is 20 to 30 years. And there's a good chance one of them will make it 30 to 35 years in retirement. And trying to make up for all that income over that period of time is a very difficult thing to do. So if you could be rich or 100% guaranteed you'd never run out of income, which one would you choose? And I bet you'd not want to run out of income. And see, if you use an annuity, that's the one key thing an annuity can do, unlike anything else, is it can provide a stream of income that when it runs out of money, it doesn't run out of income. And this is where people say, well, that's impossible. No, it's not. And if everything you thought to be true turned out to not be true, how soon would you want to know? So here's an example of the Flintstones. So you can see here in the Flintstones that they've got their money over here in what we call the risk tank, this tank here. And that's because there's no lid on it. So they have it in a brokerage and 401k. And this is pretty standard operating procedure for most people. Then they've got a little bit of money over here in their safe tank. Over here, I got $100,000 in their safe tank. They got a mortgage on their house. They got their house over here. And then they have what's called their remaining lifetime income potential. And that's all the money the two of them would collect from Social Security, pensions, whatever, out over their life expectancy. Now, if we move on from there and we just make one small change, and you'll notice that the risk tank no longer has as much money in it. We've put some over in the safe tank. And what we did is we took a transfer of $300,000 and we moved it from the risk tank to the safe tank. And we did that for a couple of reasons. And the main reason why we did that is because we wanted an income stream that we were guaranteed to not outlive no matter what happened. So you can take a look here on the left. The current has $744,000 in the risk tank and $100,000 in the safe tank. And on the right, it's $429,000 and $394,000. So now we're going to go out here and we're going to find out what happens if we actually use this for income for the rest of our lives. Basically, we're going to buy a pension. So I took $300,000, I put it in an indexed annuity, and I turned it on for income on day one. So up here at age 66, and this is on a joint lifetime income. So at age 66, its guaranteed payout rate was $15,450 for the Flintstones. Each and every year, depending on the market goes up, in this particular annuity, the income goes up by whatever the market goes up by. In a year where the market goes down here at 73, the income stays at $26,689, and then the following year it goes up. Eventually, back here, let's say we were to die at 73. So here at 73, our heirs would get $258,981. But down here at 82, if we were to die, there's no money. Yet the income keeps coming and coming. Now, the chart only goes to age 84 because there's only that much page on this particular report. But it would go to age 200 if you lived that long. It would keep paying and paying and paying. Now, we take the exact same scenario. But in this scenario, we have a 6% average rate of return over here with a 1% cost. So we're netting 5% every year. And you can see with the exact same paydown rate that we run out of money at age 82. And when we run out of money, we run out of income. Now, if I take and I change this scenario one more time, and I put the last 22 years of the stock market on here, you can see that I have huge ups and huge downs. And over that period of time, what happens is now I run out of money at age 76. So given these choices right here, which one would you choose? And I'm going to bet on the fact that you would probably choose the indexed annuity because when it runs out of money, it doesn't run out of income. Now, just to take it a little bit farther for us here, we're going to go over here, and here's our comparison. So on the left, we have the 401k with static return, 6%, and on the right, we have the annuity. We have the safe tank and the risk tank. Down here in the left corner, or down at the bottom down here, we have a net lifestyle income, and we can see that those two match. And that's very, very important that that income is the same. Now I move out to age 85, and at age 85, both accounts, as you recall, have run out of money. Yet the annuity is still paying $31,360, and so far to date, it's paid out $115,006 that the brokerage account couldn't pay out because it didn't have it. And at age 90, it's now paid out $271,807, and if I was to continue all the way out to age 100, it would be paying out somewhere in the range of about $500,000 or $600,000 more than it would have paid out otherwise. So as you can see from this, it's pretty important to secure at least a base level of lifetime income. After all, Time magazine said securing at least a base level of lifetime income should be every retiree's priority, at least if they want to live happily ever after. So how long will your retirement last? We're living longer. The average life expectancy is on a rise. Most of us will live in retirement for longer than we actually built our retirement. Most of us will live in retirement for 25 years or more. Are you ready for a 25-year vacation? Are you ready to quit working and go out and have your paychecks coming in on a steady basis? If you want to find out, just go to below down here, set up an appointment, no cost, no obligation, leave your checkbook at home, and we'll answer those 4 questions for you. In the meantime, subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out other videos. Go watch the videos on Social Security, go watch other videos out there, and please, remember to live like you're going to die tomorrow and plan like you're going to live forever, because you just might. Keep smiling and make it a great day.